Hello, everyone. Welcome to this collective reading for the autumn equinox. Um, so we're gonna catch up with this portal now, and it's gonna be an informative reading for what is coming, and very excited for it. Let's see what balance, transition, harvest, or letting go attempts we will be finding out of this. So I want to actually begin with some Lenormand cards. Yeah, this is the Lenormand cards. So I will also pick tarot too, but first I want to start with Lenormand cards, and this is the Bluebird Lenormand. So first, I will begin to read with the Bluebird Lenormand. And let's pick our cards for the autumn equinox. I want to call it autumn. I don't want to call it fall. So from the Lenormands, let's see what we are facing. I need to see some particular situation. A card just came. Let's get it. So we have the stars, friends. We have the lilies. We have the stork. We have the bear. And we have also the mountain card. I want to get one more card. And we have the whip. In the stack, it's Birch Road, number 11. Okay. I want to also get an oracle card from this angel deck. A message. Let's see what we're gonna get. I haven't used this for a while, but this one says blocks lifted. Previous obstacles came from fear, and they are now lifted away, it seems. Okay. So I will accept it. And let's begin to read. For Lenormand, actually, it's always better for me to have this stick. It's making it much better um with the stick. Yeah, so this is what I will be using. Okay, so let's open this autumn equinox together. We have the first card here, which is the stars, and uh, which is going to be our guidance, which is going to be our clarity, which is going to be our cosmic vision. And this equinox, it feels like opening with some higher dimension and higher direction. And it reminds us that this season can be aligning with what feels true, what feels genuine. So we will be, it seems, going after that. We will be connecting with that. So the stars is an amazing energy to start with. The lily's energy, on the other hand, is the card of wisdom and maturity. So I think there is some call here for deeper reflection about this direction we will be taking. To start with, we can say that grounding will be important. Grounding will be so much important to our highest direction. And we don't want to drift away. We want to act from wisdom rather than being impulsive. This is going to be very important. That this is a very grounding energy, because then we will be able to welcome the stork. We are going to welcome the change. We are going to welcome the transition. We are going to welcome our rebirth. So as the seasons turn, we also, right? Something is shifting here. And of course, many of us can feel the urge to move, to change, to evolve into, I think, a new stage of life. And around this time, there needs to be some regulations. And through this change, we will be building those connections. But our direction is given. We have the star energy. Our direction is given. And it cannot be untrue. We want to protect something, the bear. We want to use our power. We want to protect this thing. And we want to stay strong. I don't know, like last time I speak about this, but I feel like bear's energy is more about like our protectiveness, like we are like the mama bears. So maybe towards our loved ones, people who need our care. Or it's that time that we really need to lean on to our strength. So the change here is like it's not a random thing, it's the thing which is asking us to be strong at this time. Like the strength of despair. And we want to evolve through the bear's wisdom. I think it's a very empowering energy to have in the reading. And this is going to give us inner stability. It's going to give us that inner stability, especially when it comes to face what is coming next, right? It's very important to hold our ground with confidence, because there will be mountains, like there can be delays, guys, there can be obstacles, there can be tests, okay? Of course, with every equinox, there are lessons here for us to go through. There are lessons for us to climb, right? So this is the energy is preparing us, and this is not an instant leap. We are asked to steady ourselves, and then we need to keep moving. Very important, the birch road card, the whip. The whip energy can be about repeated cycles at this time. It can be about conflict. It can be about what needs to be disciplined. So there is a wake-up call, I think, on the horizon, because it is warning us towards some old patterns, and those old patterns are reappearing again, and it wants us to this time not stuck to them. They will resurface to make sure we first confront with them, but we are not going to repeat them. And with this way, that's why we are given the blocks lifted energy. So the whip energy may, yes, the previous obstacles it may involve. The oracle says the previous obstacles actually coming from the fear element. So that as we do our preparation here, graciously, We are in the Libra season now, right? So there is here a promise for them to be like lifted, like this is really supporting us in the cosmic scale. I think the spirit is very clear here. I feel the last maybe 3-4 months, I can feel that we had a lot of fear, and we had some also major concerns, and we were always maybe postponing, maybe with the influence of the fear, like something was really holding us back. The beer energy is so good to face with those, like telling us, hey, look, the challenge is real, but the door is no longer locked here. It's a very nice spread because it is making us to come from that cosmic vision. It's putting us to inner wisdom. It is putting us to that change transition. It is putting us to that empowerment line. There is a testing and that release of old patterns and confronting if we need to. So the message is very clear. We can clearly see that our blocks can be really lifted. And our personal, of course, the personal aspects are also important. Our personal discipline, our courage will determine how far we will climb up from this mountain, and it's gonna determine the quality of our journey as well. So at this point, we really need to a bit discern. There can be some differences based on also how much discipline and courage we will be also putting there. So I want to ask what we need to release then. What we need to release. This is a deck, Power of Surrender cards. So I will get one card from the Power of Surrender cards to see, what we need to surrender in order to put us on that track. So we need to surrender. There you go. You have the backpack to climb that mountain. Surrender your belief in scarcity. It says the universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. The blocks again here appearing, the blocks. And here we also have the obstacles. So yeah, for this, I think last for 3 months, we were really feeling these blocks very strong. At this, we were maybe even speculating in our mind about that. And we may be also thinking how to maybe go around them. But now we are also given the equipment here. I feel like we have the backpack to climb that mountain. So we are told here actually about the obstacles, cycles, and how we need our strength, right? But actually, the true block isn't something outside of us. Maybe it is the fear of not enough fear we have, right? We have then the fear of not enough. But here we are given the backpack. So as you know, the equinox time is a balance point, dear friends. Equinox time is a point between light and dark. It's a balance point in giving and receiving. It's a balance point in endings and beginnings. But when we carry the scarcity mindset, okay, for this equinox, but this is, I think, coming from the last 3-4 months to us. When we carry that scarcity mindset, it can be about love, it can be about resources, it can be about opportunities. We stay really heavy, and every mountain like we need to climb, then it feels very impossible for us. So we need to surrender that this belief is not serving us, and we really need to open ourselves to the infinite nature of abundance here. I know it's not easy. And I, time to time, also go through those mindsets too. When I think about especially the circumstances outside of me, but actually a very clear message that when we really open to that infinite nature of abundance, that cosmic vision in the beginning with the stars, it becomes reachable, it becomes within reach. And then this stork's transition, it flows easier. Then suddenly the bear's power awaken within us. So this season, we need to really surrender to that scarcity. We need to trust that universe has more than enough for us. So this is one of the elements which are key to lifting the blocks, and the key elements which are going to help us to move beyond cycles of struggle. So the cycles of struggle, we are coming from that cycles of struggle for the last 3, 4, 5 months maybe, and it seems there is an opportunity for us to attain a vision, a challenge, and a challenge with that vision. I feel like the risk here is like to fall into some kind of a repeated cycle. But I think there are some key points that we really carry within us, and they are going to help us along the path. I want to go ahead and pick some tarot cards too, so we can explore them together. Let me grab a deck or two. Let me see. So for this, what we can get. I think I will get the classical deck if I can find it around. So hold a sec, please. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna get the Dreaming Way Tarot. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and pick some tarot cards to support our reading. But I think so far you get the idea. Just a sec. I'm, by the way, at the same time checking the health of the stream. So, okay. Okay. So to make a complementary reading to these cards that we already have from Lenormand's, let's get some tarot cards, and we have the Queen of Cups. We have the Five of Cups. We have the Eight of Cups. Wow, look at that. Eight of Pentacles. Six of Cups. Look at the Cups energy. And the Ten of Swords. Oh, wow. Look at that. All these cups are like with the Six of Cups. Maybe it's the Mars and Scorpio influence right now. You know, Mars has switched to Scorpio and it runs really deep. Okay, now let's bring these messages in order to deepen our reading. So, the Queen of Cups energy are compassion, our intuition, and our emotional depths, right? I think this message is about this equinox season is not just pushing outward, but it's a lot to do listening our inward. It's about tending our tending to our emotional waters, and it's gonna be very important to honor what we truly feel. Okay, so this is going to be important, and what we can feel. We can feel what has been done so far in our lives. Maybe we are grieving, maybe we go through a loss, maybe we go through regrets, maybe we are focusing on what is really gone. So this energy is actually connecting us to that equinox time of release. Because some of us may be clinging to still what didn't work, or some old patterns, disappointments, or that scarcity mindset that the surrender cards actually warned us about. But Eight of Cups energy right after, telling us that there is a call to walk away. There is a call to leave behind what no longer nourishes. Queen of Cups. And I think equinox is a threshold moment when it comes to asking, are we gonna stay grieving what's empty, or are we gonna walk into the unknown with courage? This can be actually one of the themes in that movie by Andrei Tarkovsky, a movie called Stalker. When it comes to trashing into thresholds, that movie is absolutely the threshold symbolism from the end to the beginning, from the beginning to the middle to the end. It's all about thresholds every time. And it's about choosing what feels humane, actually. So that's why it's a classic. Um, yeah, and equinox is definitely our threshold moment to ask some questions. And at this point, I think Eight of Pentacles energy is making us a bit consider about the terms of dedication, our in what areas of life we are competent, our mastery, our effort, our expertise, what we are good at, what values we create. because Eight of Pentacles telling us that once we um, release and once we step forward, the path will require work. So then the season is not just about waiting for the abundance, but like to fall into our lap. And even it falls to our lap, what you gonna do with it? It's not about sitting comfortably and still the Virgo energy. And we have planets in Virgo, like Venus, for instance. So we got to actively shape our future with the skills and the persistence. This is gonna bring us. This process will, I think, will bring us a healing. It's going to awake some nostalgia, some inner child moments, and we can really reconnect with something simple, joyful, and like innocent. Um, when we move forward, this doesn't mean we forget the past, but we are like here transforming something, and we are making peace with it. You can also go back to the hardest lessons, and this time when you see them in a new perspective, you can even find the sweetness in the lessons, and also you can find that vulnerabilities in the lessons. You can find that delicacy in the lessons. And here is the Ten of Swords, right? The card of endings, painful endings, and finalities. Now, I think this equinox is a threshold to close the chapter of cycles that we cannot carry anymore with us. And sometimes, yes, it can feel like hitting that rock bottom, but there is a clear sign of that. The worst is over, and we have a new day, new dawn rising. This is also a message we need to take. We need to take with us. Basically, this is our storyline. I can actually bring some maybe love messages. How love will also feel. Okay, now I'm gonna also bring some love messages. I have the True Love Messages Oracle. I'm gonna take 3 cards out of this oracle. So my first message to you is we have the not sure about this message. We have second thoughts message, and we have also real feelings message around the matters of the heart. Okay, now when we weave this love energy to our collective equinox reading, when it comes to love and relationships, I think we are still questioning something there. We are questioning at this time our connections. Now, in our connections, love can be still there. or maybe it's not there anymore, but we are sensing some kind of an imbalance. There is an imbalance we are sensing. And I feel like the equinox energy is actually mirroring that. Equinox energy, tells us that day and night things, right? That, equinox actually is a mirror when it shows us the day and night are equal, right? So it is very natural for us also to weigh if our partnerships and if these things, companionships, friendships, relationships, are they also balanced, right? That's why there is here a hesitation. We have a hesitation. We have a reflection. We are really reevaluating who we are gonna give our heart to, or is this the right person that I still keep my heart for? So some of us at that point, like this Eight of Cups in our reading, I think some of us feeling this urge to walk away from what no longer fulfill us emotionally. But despite the hesitation and doubt, I think in the end, the truth of your heart will surface, because authentic love, friends, it cannot stay hidden. Authentic love cannot stay hidden. If something is real, this equinox will reveal it. And love here can be, of course, in many forms and ways. There is just not one receipt for it. And if something isn't real, I think this is gonna also become very clear. So I think in the matters of hearts department, this equinox is sorting. It is about sorting through hesitation or doubt, because it is making us to arrive at that clarity of real, lasting love. So in the same way that we surrender scarcity in life, we are also, I think, called to surrender fear in love. Okay. So in the collective energy, then it goes actually, if we can take it in a equinox way, like equinox was like dark and light, right? So here we have also sometimes for the collective, like scarcity, abundance, hesitation, but truth in love. So that's why a real feelings card is, I think, super impressive here. I want to also go ahead and get some astrological cards. So I have these astrological cards in order to also make some, in order to put some astrology blend to it. I will do it with cards. So I'm gonna pick some 3 cards again from this deck. And let's see. And it can be quite impressive, Let's see what astrology terms are we gonna take from the cards. What is coming to surface for us to weave in our this equinox story. So my first card from this astrology deck is, we have the Pluto, My second card is seventh house. And guess what? We are in this Libra season. And my third card is Vesta. Vesta in astrology. It's a very committed energy. Okay, now let's see together Pluto, seventh house, and Vesta. So I wanted it like to become layer by layer for viewers, so it can be comprehensive. Okay, so this equinox season is, as we also mentioned in our previous readings, it brings transformation, endings, and rebirth. And this is actually corresponding with our Ten of Swords and also Mountain and Whip message. Okay? Because Pluto energy is asking us what cannot continue. And what we need to allow when it comes to what must end, so that we can step into the renewal, right? So the equinox deep change energy is definitely here. With the seventh house, the partnerships, contracts, and one-on-one relationships, well, again, makes sense because we are stepping into the Libra season, and Libra is ruling the seventh house. So it's not a random thing. We pick this energy. So the astrology cards actually highlighting the relationships. It is highlighting the love. It's highlighting the balance. This is you and the other. And this is actually putting us to our love reading, mini love reading, as Libra energy, seventh house, you and others, and we are in the Libra season. It's no wonder this is really echoing in our cards when it comes to the second thoughts, real feelings, I'm not sure. So for many people, I feel like this equinox will be, as collective, it's going to be a turning point. And you know, the Vesta, one of my favorite asteroids. This is a sacred flame card, like where your flame is burning in your chart, where your devotion, focus, that spiritual commitment takes place. So whatever you choose this reason, you need to give yourself fully to it. As this equinox tells, just a sec. Because this is the energy of tending our inner fire, and it's about staying true to our core walls. This is about not scattering ourselves. So I think it is like bringing a very sacred, very priestess-like focus to this equinox. So yeah, I think the astrology really gives us that cosmic anchor. It's a very nice thing. And you know, we can also take the astro cards like a placement. For instance, Pluto and Vesta in the seventh house of a person. What can this also mean? So it seems that if we are collective, let's say if we have this chart, and right now or let's take it as a transit, or we can also take it like a word. But here, this at this time, the intensity, the transformation, and the deep karmic relationships will come to our partnerships, and the karmic lessons, of course, will be there. I mean, relationships are never light here. So I think this equinox, you can really find that catalyst for rebirth. You can see power struggles with people. And also, you can find endings, you can find healing. In the relationships, Western Pluto is very powerful actually, because in the relationships it may manifest as control and obsession too. It can also manifest as our very deep soul contracts. And of course, the Pluto energy will always demand from us that old patterns of relating, it dies off. So healthier, more authentic bonds can emerge from that. And Vesta energy, when it comes to your devotion, when it comes to your service, when it comes to your focus, actually there is someone, because it's in the seventh house, there is someone who is like giving their all, who is really giving their whole heart, who is giving their soul to their partner. And this is someone who is really treating their relationships like a sacred vow, like this loyalty, that spiritual commitment. But it's also sacrifice. So sacrifice to the point that, for instance, there can be a person who can really dedicate themselves so much to the other, so there can be a risk of losing themselves. So they need to balance it. I mean, they need to balance the devotion with that self-care. Okay, so I think equinox time really making relationships um, a place of intense devotion and transformation, and it really makes us to see through these dynamics. Your partnerships, they can become really destined, they can become very magnetic, they can become feel very fated, but also they are likely to bring the crisis, uh, which is gonna force you to evolve from that. It's gonna make you see what is a casual relationship, like what is really a soul work relationship. You can use, I think, the devotion to transform the unhealthy power dynamics when you connect with the other person. Like on the shadow side, for instance, one can really struggle with extremes, like over sacrificing, like power control, But in the higher side, it's there is a really a strong potential here for a bond which really purifies, it heals. Okay, then it becomes a shared sacred flame. There are two ways here, with the Libra scales, and it's up to us how we wanna transform them. How our partnerships will act as like a sacred union. It's I'm actually like my take on, like, out of everything is like, don't repeat the old power struggles in your relationships. Better for you to step into a more balanced devotion. And I think at some point you are free to treat your relationship, um, like those fires, but there is also some kind of a playful element to that fire. It both tests you and also purify you. So I think you will be also facing profound revelations in love. What's real, what's karmic, what's ready to transform, they are all in this package, my friends. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this collective reading. Um, it was a very layered reading. I hope I can also continue to do this. Actually, we can come also some cosmic checking collective readings in the upcoming days too. If you want me to bring more of these, please make a thumbs up, give a like so I can understand. I don't ask for likes or shares, my Aquarians know me, because I think these things needs to happen in a natural way, not because that I encourage people. But for this fun, for me to understand, give me a like so I can continue with that collective readings. Friends, thank you so much. If you have personal tarot questions, you can always visit me in my live streams called Karo is Answering Your Tarot Questions. You can also ask seasonal questions like, for instance, what this, equinox will bring me, or full moons, new moons, eclipses, all good, all the good stuff. We can definitely uncover. Thank you so much, dear collective family. Please take care and speak to you soon. Bye bye.